Hey everybody, I'm going to share Psalm 11 with you today. And I want you to know that this has had a really big impact on my life ever since Pastor Mark taught on it about 6 years ago in a sermon titled, Finding Refuge Amidst the Dry Bones. It puts this psalm together with the book of Ezekiel. At the end of this devotion, you'll find a link for the entire sermon, and it's well worth the read. But now getting back to Psalm 11, in this psalm, David's response is captured to people who had given up hope in an incredibly trying time. And like so many psalms we've been sharing, it's a great example of how we should respond in the times that we find ourselves in today. So let's start with the first 3 verses. It says, "In the Lord I take refuge. How can you say to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? For behold, the wicked bend the bow. They make ready their arrow upon the string to shoot in darkness at the upright in heart. If the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do?" Doesn't that sound like a lot of people today? Even Christians. Sometimes especially Christians. There's a lot of discouragement and despair going around right now. If you look through the eyes of the people who are counseling David, you might say the same thing today. Everything's crazy. Let's just get out of here. The world's upside down. People are running out of hope, and there's been a downward spiral, both outside and inside the church. There's been a lot of escapist thinking. But what did David say right at the beginning? "In the Lord I take refuge. I've made God my refuge." That's where David feels secure and he's safe and he's at peace. He's at rest. The others who surround David don't feel this way. They counsel David to flee, to run away. All around they see danger. They see the upright being chased. They see the advantage that the unrighteous and the ungodly seem to have. And so they say, everybody else is running away. Let's join them. Now, I enjoy trail running very early in the morning, sometimes with Kyle Hall. And from time to time, we'll come running up on some bushes and startle a bunch of birds. One will set to fly, and the entire flock comes rushing out of the bushes into the sky just because the first one did. They don't even know why they're flying, but they get so skittish. They're so afraid. It's easy sometimes for people to be like that, to be caught up in what everyone else is feeling. You might feel like you're surrounded by people who are defeated and afraid, who are pessimistic about the future. They point to the apparent chaos around them and say, "Fly to your mountain." Well, a mountain is a place where you think you're safe. If it's dangerous in the valley and you're a bird, you can fly to the mountain, and that's your perceived place of safety. And times like this, people are looking for a place to be safe and to get away from the craziness. But the truth is, people who do not know the Lord as their refuge always feel like they have to find and build a safe place of their own design. But there is no refuge that's true and lasting except the Lord. Now, David's in a different place. They're all panicking, but David knows the Lord as his refuge. So he says, "How can you say to me, flee like a bird?" David's come to know the Lord. He's come to trust the Lord, to experience his confidence, his peace, his supply, and he's not thinking about fleeing. There is a powerful connection between faith and courage. There's also a connection between fear and unbelief. One brings forth the other. Let me drive home that point about refuge. Here's a dictionary definition. It says refuge is a place of shelter and protection and safety, a condition of being safe or sheltered from danger or trouble. What the Bible says in Psalms 2, How blessed are those who take refuge in him. When you truly know the Lord as your refuge, as your strength and confidence, you can sleep at night. You can keep doing the right thing without fatigue, and you can be strengthened in the Lord. Psalm 91 says it great. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. In times like we're in today, we must say, I'm going to dwell in the shelter of the Most High, and I will make the Lord my refuge, like David did. Let's continue with the last 4 verses. The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids test the sons of men. The Lord tests the righteous and the wicked, and the one who loves violence, his soul hates. Upon the wicked he will rain snares, fire and brimstone, and burning wind will be the portion of their cup. For the Lord is righteous. He loves righteousness. The upright will behold his face. God is still on his throne. He's still in control, and he's watching and he's testing. He's watching his people first of all. He wants to know, do they know me as their refuge? How bad do things have to be? How many things have to collapse around them before they quit thinking that they have their own mountain that will keep them safe? What will it take before my people realize that there's no ultimate safe place except Jesus? He is our salvation. He's also watching the ungodly, those who haven't accepted Christ, and he's watching to see if they will turn. How long until they'll turn to him? Who will turn to him? He's watching. And you think you're upset about the condition of the world? The Bible says God hates this situation. Here are my 2 encouragements for you. If you're discouraged by the news, try watching these devotions or getting into the Bible before you get bombarded by talking heads with newsworthy details of the day. It'll give you a different lens to process the information you're getting from your news feed. And secondly, find your refuge in the Lord. That's where you'll find your courage and your confidence. And one last thing. This is important. Get back into physical, in-person fellowship at the weekend services, at the home groups. God is doing something amazing. Healings and salvations are happening right before our very eyes. People are coming into relationships with Jesus. Scared and broken people are finding hope and real joy. You want to get in on this. God is sovereign. He's faithful. Come join in as he does something truly amazing.